Okay, girls, I decided I'm going to make us a little video so you guys can study our defense a little bit more during the week to get ready for this tournament. As you know, we're going to be doing a rotational defense. I went ahead and downloaded this app to kind of explain things a little bit better. As you can see, I've added your names here. This is rotation 1. I have you guys all out there in the correct order. The first thing I'm going to show you here, we would have switched on defense, and then we're going to go into defending a set to the opponent's strong side, okay, to their left side, our right side. So here we go. So we would have moved, and as you can see, we have two girls blocking. Lauren, which is our opposite, and the other Lauren, our middle, was blocking. Chloe, who was back right, she rotated up and is right there in the purple. She's right behind the block. Hence the name rotational defense. So you rotate towards the set, and she has tip coverage. So Chloe, our setter, is rotating up to cover behind the block on the strong side for a tip. Abby, who is back middle, you were going to hustle over and cover line because our blockers are giving up line. We're going to block cross court and give up line. So back middle on a set this way, you rotate to the right and you cover line. Carly, who is back left, is going to come to the middle and play just inside the block. Okay, you're not going to be in this shaded area behind the block. You're going to be just inside of it, and you're going to key on your blocker's shoulder and then the arm and the ball and the arm swing of the hitter. Okay, Carly's going to be our primary digger on this cross court shot here. And then Faith, who is left front, you're going to pull back off the net to a step behind the 10-foot line or right at the 10-foot line and take away this angle here, okay, this sharper angle right here. So this is how we defend a set to our opponent's strong side. Alright, the next scenario is a set to the middle. In this, there's a couple options. We could double block, you could even triple block. What I'm going to do at first here with you girls is we're just going to keep our middle up there and single block with her in the middle. I want my strong side and my opposite side hitters to pull off the net, and you're going to play in the window between these back row players. So Lauren, you're going to be here. Faith is going to be in this area here in that window. And Abby, I'm actually going to have you to not shade right directly behind the block. I'm going to have you just to the right of this shaded area, okay? And the reason I'm doing that is I want Chloe, our setter, to have less area to cover, okay? So she has less responsibility and coverage. That way she can get up to set. Okay, so Abby, I want you taking these balls here in this area. Carly, that's going to give you more responsibility on this side to cover a greater area because Abby's going to cheat that way a little bit. Now, it's all going to depend on how you read the set, how you read the arm angle and everything too, where you're going to cover. Okay, so the most, an important part of defense is reading the play and reading the ball. So Carly's going to be back left, okay? So if it's a middle set, basically you girls in the back row don't move, okay? Except Abby cheats a little bit to the right, shades to the right side of the block. And then my two front row hitters, you pull off into those windows, okay? So the middle's pretty straightforward way to play it. Now the next one is a set to the opponent's weak side, okay? And again, hence the name of the defense, we rotate towards the set, okay? And so Carly, who was back left, you can see she rotated up and is now behind the blockers right there in the pink. She is behind the blockers covering tips. Okay, you girls, when you rotate up to cover the tip, you have tips behind our blockers and you also have tips in the whole front row. Okay, now I know you realize that's going to leave us a gigantic hole up in this area for a hit right down the net. And that's a vulnerable spot of a rotational defense. We just have to understand it, okay? Lauren, you were pulled off to cover this angle, okay, this sharper angle, so you're right at the 10-foot line or behind it, a step behind it. And Chloe, you come in and shade just inside the block, and you're going to be our primary digger here on this set to the weak side. And then Abby, you come and you guard line. And again, I don't know if I explained it to the other side, we're taking away cross court with our blocks, okay? We are giving up line, okay? So blockers, I want you guys to play on the inside shoulder of the hitter, all right? Because we're giving away that line, and then Abby's going to be there. So Abby, your responsibilities and when you're back middle is cover the lines. Depends on which way you rotate. And then the only time you stay middle is if the set's middle, okay? And then Carly, you can see you come up right here behind the block to cover tips. Blockers, it's very important for you girls to come together come together and get us some blocks, okay? You got to get up and take away this whole shaded area. That way we don't play in this area. We don't want to play in this shaded area, okay? We want to take that away from them. Now if they hit over you, you know, that's a possibility, but it won't be a hard hit, and these girls back here will have time to get to it, okay? So that pretty much sums up our defense. We'll go through it a couple times here. I'm going to go all the way back to our base formation, okay, before we had switched, before we went into defense. So now we're going to show a strong side hit, okay? Carly, you see where you come to. Faith, you pull back and you cover that angle. Okay, Abby, again, you come from your middle position over the line. You have to be fast, and you are fast, so that's why I'm trusting you to play back row and back middle, because I know you can get there, okay? So you take away line. Chloe goes up to cover, does tip coverage, okay? And our Lauren's up at the net. You guys got to get us a block, okay? Now our middle, again, pretty simple. Just our single blocker. Abby's just going to shade just to the right, to that way Chloe has less area to cover, so she can hopefully be out of the play and not have to play defense and get up there to give us a good set. And then, yep, so middle's pretty straight away. Now set to the weak side. Again, rotate towards the set. So Carly comes from her back left position up to this blocking position, or the tip position right behind the blocker, okay? You got tip coverage. Abby comes from middle back all the way over to cover line. Chloe comes from back right to take away just inside this shaded area, just inside the block, to be our primary digger on a cross-court hit, okay? And then Lauren, you're going to come off the net to the 10-foot line, a step behind it, and take away this angle, okay? Now again, with rotational defense, understand this is a weakness up in here, okay? People will see that, they'll see we're running rotation, and they will try to take that away from us, or they'll try to score on us there. So Lauren or Carly, whichever side is rotated or back off the net, or sorry, Faith on the other side, you have to understand we have a weakness there. So play this first, but be prepared to hustle, give us a hustle play and get a ball up there, okay, in that weak area. You can do it. I trust you girls. Hopefully this will do a lot to give you girls to look at, to explain the defense, and I may add some other things here with this app. We can post some more videos as we go, but that's basically it, okay girls? And I look forward to this weekend, our first tournament, so hopefully this will ease your minds a little bit as far as coverages go, and see how it goes. Thanks.